We're pretty well ready to see if this thing starts. Dad went and got a fire extinguisher just in case.
God dang it.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, YouTube, it's been a hot minute since I've picked up this camera. I've been working on lots of things, which I know you guys don't care because I don't have any footage of a lot of it. But yeah, we got it's me and the pup out here today. We're gonna do some work on a hot rod. If you've already assessed the picture, there's some wild stuff going on back here just by the picture, and then there's something missing up here, and it's a little bit compact, but this is, I think, I don't know because all the badges are removed because it's a hot and ready little Caesar's van, but this is an Astro or an Aero style of van. And well, let me just bring you in here and show you what we're working with. Yeah. 8-lug Duramax HD wheels, 5-lug. So this originally was half-ton. I think an Astro or an Aero van. Don't quote me, I don't know my minivans, but it's missing some things up here from the original truck and our van, and now it's got that's an LS motor, and originally it had a 4.3 in it. And well, this is going to be doing the old Burnout Wars competition for I do all the Burnout War things with it. And well, there's one in Jay, Oklahoma, and I got a local guy, Colton Rhodes, reached out to me and said, hey, get this thing done for me. I need to go down there and blow the tires off it. So here I am. Somebody has already installed the engine. I don't know who did it, but the engine's in here. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. But the engine's in here. They had to cut quite a bit. If I was to do this myself, being it's just going to be a burnout van, I would have probably tried to move the engine, honestly, 4 or 5 inches farther forward, and I would have put it a little bit more center, because right now we got 3 inches of room over here, and we got no room over here because I've had to cut it for everything. So, but we're gonna make it work. I got a drive shaft on order. We don't have a drive shaft because it is a Duramax rear end, and that is, I know you've seen it, it's got an NV 4500 2-wheel drive transmission in it. So originally the engine was a 6-liter NV 4500 out of your 99, or I guess it'd be 2000 to 07 trucks. I don't know what year it came out of, but that's what it is. So that's transmissions actually can have a short throw shifter in it, and it's going to hold up more. It's going to be more than fine with this to do nothing but burnouts. The Duramax rear end don't have brakes on it. We're only putting front brakes on it, and you guys are wondering, yeah, this thing looks really rough, but we're going to put a couple of good parts in it. This is going to be our brake, one single master cylinder for only the fronts. Clutch slave cylinder is going to go right there because it's very limited space over here for stuff and things to go on. I've already clearanced this with a hammer a little bit, cut out some of the aluminum dash piece to clear for the master, but we're going to have the pedals as far over this way as we can get it. Sorry, you can see that. As far over this way as we can get it. And we got to mount a drive-by wire throttle cable or pedal. I probably would have put down cable, but you can only do so much with what you have. So we already have the harness for the cable or drive-by-wire. We already have 2 drive-by-wire pedals. And I didn't know on your 03 to 07 and a half, you have to have a TCM, which is not a transmission control module. It is a throttle control module on these. I did not know that, but since we're running drive-by-wire and we're limited on dash mounting space, yeah, we're going to get started on this thing. We got some very nice quality parts here and some very not so nice quality back here, but we're gonna make the best of it, and it's honestly gonna rip. So it's probably gonna be pretty wild when it's done, so stay tuned. I know this is a lot of talking, but hopefully I can make it interesting first couple minutes of the video so you want to sit here and listen to the talking. So yeah, stay tuned, should be fun. What do you think? And right now we have the drive-by-wire throttle pedal mounted. We can get wide open there. We have the TCM I was talking about. The throttle control module there is hooked up, wired. We have a clutch master cylinder. We have a brake master cylinder. All we need to do, we actually already, Dad's got it hidden away, but we already got the slave cylinder line ran to the clutch. We just got to bleed that, which has got to be on the lift for it. And we got to get one single brake line, and this thing will have brakes. So we have brakes, we have clutch, hopefully, we have throttle. Other than that, we have some radiator hoses, which I already have them. So yeah, right here. Upper radiator hose, I know for sure it'll fit. We have a lower radiator hose, I know for sure it'll fit. So other than that, we need to get some gas. We went and bought a battery. We have a battery for it. And I have some old welding leads that is going to be our battery cables. So besides wiring and some fuel, this thing's almost ready to start up and almost drive. I have a drive shaft being built. I don't know if I said that already. It should be here next week, beginning of the week. It's now Saturday. We should see it Monday, Tuesday. And this thing is almost done. Almost. But I've been working on some of the wiring. I've got the switch panel wired up. I've got battery cables ran. We went and got a battery. This is all that we're gonna have. It's gonna be, of course, main power start. This is gonna be our ECU power. This is gonna be fuel pump. This is gonna be our fans. And that's about it. So we got our power wires here. I got to get it back up on the lift to hook it up to the battery. I got to run a wire for the starter still yet, and then take you back here. I'll show you guys what we got. Batteries mounted already. When we got a bunch of black wires, positive and negative wires, we're going to make happen. And it don't need it. It doesn't state it in the rules, but we really need probably a battery shut-off switch just in case something catches on fire and they just want a quick shut-off. So we're gonna put it right here under, I don't know what little Caesar's name is. Maybe it's Caesar, who knows? But we're gonna put a switch right here next to Caesar's arm. So you can just walk by it, shut it off. And I mean, hopefully that works. I don't know. Just thought of it. Maybe a piece of rubber flies off and we'll turn it off. So maybe we need to mount it up higher so rubber doesn't. Turn it off. Can't really do it out the doors here because they got to move. So I don't know where we're going to put this. We can't put it on that side because that door opens and closes. So maybe we'll move it up higher so rubber don't hit it. I doubt much rubber would make it out of the fender, but every once in a while a piece would probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Not a big deal. I got another one coming because I don't really like this one because the key, you can lose the key thing pretty easily. So I'm just going to get on and off switch that most drag racers use, which I guess we could run it out and put it in the rear bumper here, but it still comes to the same issue with flinging rubber. It could turn it off. So we do have to make some traction bars. I have a set of Heims here. I don't have the right size pipe, so that's gonna work. I'm gonna weld it up. I got these washers here just to kind of hold it centered, and then we're gonna weld it up, and that's what it's gonna be, plain and simple. This tubing I just had laying around, and we got to make brackets. This is actually not a frame railed van. It's like a unibody van, so we're gonna have some fun trying to figure out where to put the other ends of the bars. But yeah, we're getting there. We're coming closer. Hopefully we start it up here soon, so stay tuned. Should be exciting, I hope. Well, YouTube, it's been probably a week since we last videotaped anything. We got the van back in here. I got the exhaust on it. I don't know if we've seen that. I finished all the wiring, I think. We have the batteries in, mounted, hooked up. Battery cables are hooked up, ground wires. We have electric fans work, fuel pump works, ECU works, and is communicating with the HP Tuner's computer. And we have brakes, we have clutch. We just put 5 gallons of fuel in it. We don't have any fuel leaks. So we're pretty well ready to see if this thing starts. Dad went and got a fire extinguisher just in case, and we're gonna try to start this thing up. So wish us luck, and you guys will probably know the same time we do if this thing starts or not. So yeah, should be fun. Well, YouTube, like I said, it's been a couple of days. But it did run. You see in that last video we got it running. It actually pulled out of the shop on its own. We made a couple cool little TikTok videos with it and whatnot, but we now have basically everything done. Tomorrow I'm going to do a test burnout if all goes well. I'm going to do a little test driving, and then he's going to come pick it up. And hopefully all is good. So I'll show you what I got done from then until now. So just a handwritten note. Diff fluid's full. He told me that he doesn't know if it had diff fluid in it. And well, there's some shiny brackets back here with some bars. Crossover. Yeah. So we used a cutting torch and laser cut all these brackets. And to be honest, they don't look terrible. Of course, they could be a whole hell of a lot better, but for the budget we had, which was cheap or free, and he bought some $25 Heims. I had this tubing laying around, and I had some 3/16 flat steel. We got her welded up, and the welds don't look, I mean, absolutely horrible. I mean, that's definitely gonna hold. And I put a piece of angle iron here because, well, this frame is all they got. It's got a unibody thing in it. So I put this flat steel here, welded this bar stock, which is the same tube for the traction bars. And I don't think those are going anywhere ever. I wanted to still be able to keep the rear end underneath the truck and move the front end, which some people, if we were making big power and doing burnouts or launching this thing, which this thing will never launch, of course, like it's supposed to, but it's now as structurally sound as I can get it, especially by putting this bar in here. This it's kind of weird. It's honestly a little flimsy, but we got some beef back here with basically a 1-ton axle, traction bars, 1-ton transmission. Honestly, the only thing left to do now is put a bumper on it, and I kind of made me a custom intake there because I didn't want to suck any more hot air in than this thing needs, and it'll trick the people. People think it have a turbo on it or a Pro Charger. And I'm gonna get the bumper put on in the grill, and this thing is done. We'll get a couple last minute videos of it, and hopefully he does a couple of videos down there at the Burnout competition. If not, no big deal, but everything that I was supposed to do is done. So besides a test burnout to make sure the back spins posi, which it does have a gov lock in it, but sometimes they get wore out. He's gonna put some new tires on the front probably. If not, oh well, it's just going round in circles. And yeah, this is basically where me and Little Caesar ends. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This thing is very wild and ignorant for what it is. It's louder than anything I've ever put together. So yeah, I'm happy with it. So thank you. See you on the next one. Test burnout out of the way, and everything went pretty well flawless. I drove it literally up the road, and I turned around, and it's got maybe a half mile on it, and it did a second gear limiter burnout all the way across. So it actually worked great. I kept it in second gear, and I just stamped the front brakes and pushed the gas, and it took off just like I guess if you were to try to do a rolling burnout in a diesel manual pickup truck. So I think we're pretty well good to go. It sounded good. I didn't really hook up the computer very much because a local shop tuned it already for this setup and said it was going to be more than safe. So it's not overheating. It didn't leak anything. We got power steering. The brakes work. It's about as good as we could ask, really. So yeah, this is going to end this video, and this is it for me and Little Caesar.